Alhaji Karim was a man of wealth and power. His 12-room apartment known as Ile Anu sat grandly in the heart of Ajegunle, Lagos, with its freshly painted walls and a wrought iron gate that gave the illusion of paradise. But beneath its polished exterior was a sinister force, one that left his tenants struggling in a vicious cycle of poverty. No one lived in Ile Anu could prosper. The tenants were a mixed lot. There was Mr. Adewale, a tailor who had ambitions of expanding his small roadside shop into a full-scale boutique. His wife, Titi, sold akara bean cakes at the local market to support their 3 children. Then there was Ngozi, a single mother of 2, who ran a provision store but was constantly drowning in debt. Lastly, there was Musa, a young ambitious mechanic who dreamt of owning his own auto repair shop one day. Alhaji Karim seemed kind on the surface. He would visit the compound every month, collecting his rent with a wide smile and false pleasantries. However, whispers traveled around the neighborhood that the landlord used the destiny of his tenants to fuel his own wealth. Anyone who enters that house will never live better than they come. Mama Tinu, an elderly fruit seller, would often say. The struggles of the tenants seemed to confirm the rumors. Adewale, despite being a skilled tailor, always had clients who refused to pay or left without picking up their clothes. Ngozi's shop never seemed to turn a profit. Goods would expire on the shelves or mysteriously go missing. Musa's customer often complained about repairs, and he could barely save enough to pay his rent. One fateful evening, the tenants gathered in the courtyard after yet another power outage. The generator had broken down again, and frustration was at its peak. "I can't continue like this," Musa exclaimed, wiping the grease from his hands. "Every time I think I am making progress, something pulls me back." "It is not just you," Ngozi said, her voice tinged with despair. "Since I moved here, everything in my life has gone from bad to worse." Adewale nodded. "It is almost like something is draining us." Uh-uh. I said, "It is almost like something is draining us. No matter how hard we work, we never get ahead." Unbeknown to them, Alhaji Karim had a secret room in his palatial mansion filled with dark objects and charms. There, he would offer sacrifices and chant incantations, ensuring his tenants remained trapped in financial misery while he thrived. The cracks in the wall of Ilianu were no longer just physical, they began to reflect the tenant's mental and emotional states. Ngozi's youngest son fell seriously ill, forcing her to borrow heavily from a loan shark. Adewale and Titi began to argue incessantly about money, and Musa's shop was vandalized by unknown thieves. One evening, as the tenants sat in the courtyard, a stranger walks into the compound. He was an elderly man, clad in a fairy white agbada, with a rosary dangling from his neck. "Who is the landlord here?" he asked. "He is not around," Musa replied, suspicious. "What do you want from him?" The old man's face darkened. "This house is cursed. I can feel the evil radiating from it. Whoever lives here will suffer unless the curse is broken." The tenants exchanged uneasy glances. Ngozi, ever skeptical, scoffed. "Abeg, go with your stories. If this house is cursed, what can we do about it?" But the man ignored her and continued. "The power behind this house is the landlord himself. You must all leave before it destroys you completely." Adewale spoke up. "Leave? Where will we go? We barely have enough to pay rent here, let alone find another place." The old man sighed. "Sometimes, survival requires sacrifice. But if you choose to stay, be prepared for more suffering." He handed Adewale a small bottle of anointing oil. "Pray with this. It will protect you until you are ready to act." The next day, the tenants were thrown into chaos when Alhaji Karim appeared at the compound unannounced. He walked straight to Ngozi's door, banging loudly. "Ngozi, you think you can hold me rent for 2 months and get away with it?" Ngozi, visibly shaking, opened the door. "Please, Alhaji, give me more time. My son, I don't care about your son," he begged. "If you don't pay by tomorrow, I will throw you and your children out." That night, the tenants met in secret to discuss their growing fears. "That man is evil," Musa said. Even that old man who came yesterday could see it. Adewale added, but what can we do? We can't just leave. Ngozi, clutching the bottle of anointing oil, said, maybe we can fight back together. Determined to confront their landlord, the tenants began to pray together every night. They used the anointing oil on their doors and windows, pleading for divine intervention. Slowly, they began to notice small changes. Adewale received an unexpected order for uniforms that gave him enough money to settle some debts. Ngozi's son recovered, and her shop started attracting more customers. Musa got a lucrative contract to repair company vehicles, but Alhaji Karim was not oblivious to these changes. One night, he performed a dark ritual to reinforce his hold over the tenants. However, something went wrong. As he chanted incantations, the room grew cold, and the flames of his candles flickered violently. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew through the room, extinguishing the candles. Alhaji Karim screamed as unseen forces turned his charms against him. The next morning, news spread that Alhaji Karim had been found dead in his mansion. His body was discovered surrounded by the very charms he used to trap his tenants' destinies. The tenants of Ileanu woke to find the air lighter and their spirits lifted. As they packed their belongings to leave, they noticed cracks spreading rapidly across the walls of the building. By the time they had all moved out, the once beautiful house was in ruins, its desolation a testament to the evil that once thrived there. Adewale, Ngozi, and Musa went on to rebuild their lives. Adewale's boutique flourished, Ngozi expanded her provision store, and Musa opened a thriving auto repair shop. Though they carried scars from their time in Ileanu, they were grateful to be free. As for Ileanu, it became a ghost house avoided by everyone in the neighborhood. The whispers of Alhaji Karim's wickedness served as a cautionary tale. No matter how powerful evil may seem, it always meets its end.